Wanted to finish with a flourish there, and didn't she just do so very well to handle a moment when 5-3 down in the opening sets of this one. No love lost between these two.
Look at that finger. I'm already ready to fight.
One thing you know for sure, Taylor Townsend ain't for backing down.
Not at all. You can see that emotion coming out of Taylor there. The entire court on court 11. Taylor egging it on. You'd love to see that competitive fight. All she's been through.
Taylor, congratulations. Fiery match start to finish. We'll get to it all. Can you fill us in on the conversation you were having with Jelena out there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's competition. People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I beat her in Canada outside the U.S. I beat her in New York outside the U.S. So let's see what else she has to say.
I mean, fair play. This is her post-conflict written statement.
So just a small update about the match. Today after the match, I was told my opponent that she was very disrespectful, as she had a net ball in a very deciding moment. Didn't say sorry, but her answer was that she doesn't have to say sorry at all. There are some rules in tennis which most of the players follow, and it was the first time ever that this happened to me on tour. If she plays in her homeland, it doesn't mean that she can behave and do whatever she wants. And then does she have more of a statement?
Oh, I love the behave.
Oh, in the beginning of the match, all players are supposed to start warm-up on the baseline. The opponent came out and straight away started the warm-up, then, which is very disrespectful against the rules of a tennis match. Well,
I don't know anything about this baseline bullshit. However, I'm acutely aware of who is meant to enforce the rules. It's the person sitting up in that chair that you climb the stairs with the microphone. If there are rules that are being flouted, then I would imagine it's the umpire that is meant to enforce those rules or penalize players for breaking them.
Well, to be fair, if you pull out like on a drone shot on a white person, you can see that their white skin actually is in the shape of a badge everywhere you go.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, their badge number is 5.
Yeah.
It is, listen, and I didn't even watch the match. I seen this. I'm a big tennis fan, however, and I've been to the US Open multiple times, to be sure. I've seen countless tennis matches. In fact, I focus mainly on women's tennis. I'm not a big fan of men's tennis. Men's tennis is just too long, and the grunting I can't tolerate. But with that said, I'm familiar with the etiquette. And because I didn't watch the match, I don't know if this warm-up was, in fact, as disrespectful as she put forward. However, I do know that she is not the enforcer or arbiter of the rules of tennis, and I think she was probably referencing something that is more custom than it is rule, and that's where the problems begin. And she believes she is in the position to enforce some type of tradition or etiquette upon her opponent, and then chastise her post-match after having been beaten, as though she is the authority figure, or she can decide what in fact tennis is or is meant to be. That's where you start off wrong. I mean, listen, I got to let you get in now because I might not stop talking about this.
Oh, it's all right. No, it seems like she was observing a couple customs. She wanted to be, which is the complexion for the protection of the collection, as Paul Mooney would say. That look, when it's two white players, we're very polite to each other, and this is how we do. And it seems like the Williams sisters didn't eradicate. They shattered barriers and broke records and set the bar very high, but they didn't erase the kind of baseline racism that's in the sport. I mean, that the woman, the finger alone just said it, like, I'm in charge here, despite the fact that you just beat me on the court, and I should just shake your hand and say good game and walk off, maybe talk about it later. But instead, she went all Karen. She acted like she was in charge.
The idea that you could chastise me out here is crazy. Also, I don't know if the Williams sisters eradicated any racism. I mean, they experienced it in their own right multiple times, even in the press and how it would be characterized, these matchups and the so-called rivalry between Serena and Sharapova, which was nonsense. I mean, Serena was beating the shit out of Sharapova on a lion's share of those matches, and somehow it was a rivalry. And the idea that, you know, how they would dress was outrageous, and all of these little micro and macro aggressions that they were meant to just accept. And I also remember, you know, early days when a lot of these line calls before the Hawkeye was instituted were quite questionable. And then Serena's, like, you know, outbursts when they would shout and, like, try to get themselves into it. And at that time, that was just considered absolutely uncouth. Now, damn near every match I'm watching, even if it's the first and second round, players are doing that from all over the world. It is wild.
John McEnroe made his whole brand on being an annoying dude that would yell and get, like, you know, that was part of the entertainment of showing up to see him. But when they're like the Obama of the tennis world, and that white people will say, well, Obama made the country more racist. And it's like, no, he made racist outraged because finally a black person was occupying the White House, you know, which is like, if you want to end racism in America, maybe change the name of the president's house. I don't know, which I thought this week that they had when everybody was upset about Cracker Barrel. I was like, did Trump rename the White House or something? I don't really know what Cracker Barrel is.
First of all, let me tell you something. Cracker Barrel is delicious. I gotta tell you, you can go get a steak and eggs there for under $20, and it is fantastic. Like, Crackers keep a lot of stuff in the barrel that you want, but the barrel's there to keep you out, and that's the problem. You erase the barrel from the logo, and all of a sudden they think it's a fucking free-for-all. I know what's in there because I came by, peeked, hopped in, stayed quiet, got my steak, got out. But they're afraid, you know, that we might go in there and, you know, start warming up on the baseline without them. It's just like, I'm proud of her for the way she reacted. She didn't back down. She didn't let the homegirl take it too far. But at the same time, she kept her class in the moment. She's the one who walked away. She repeated what was said in the post interview, and then rallied the crowd and, you know, got it done. I do not have that style of couth. Like, I'm like, this, I want to see a punch thrown. This is why I'm in boxing and not tennis, because I'm immediately prepared for the fisticuffs. I want all the smoke right now. It was so outrageous to let this happen.
Yeah, but if somebody gives me the finger like that.
The walk, I mean, this is like, listen, they are going to miss Serena and Venus terribly, because that girl right there, she's not having any of it. Let me tell you right now, the walk and the rally of the crowd alone lets me know. And you're in New York, like, wait till you get to the rest of the world. Wait till you get outside of America. It was a statement not to be dismissed. That's real, because they will be, by they I mean black players, treated differently around the world, and it won't be in front of the cameras. The type of things that they'll have to endure will be behind closed doors, outside of the view of the cameras, and if they come out and complain about it or point to it, they'll be seen as crybabies, whiners, victims, creating controversy where none exists, and, you know, victim mentality, and all of this stuff will delegitimize whatever complaints that they might put forward. So yeah, she's probably right. Like, yes, there's a lot of people who will have no comment about this, but there's a target on this girl's back now, outside the States, I'm sure, and probably potentially even later on in this very same tournament. Like, you know, as you well know, being inside the States especially these days, is no shield from abuse on a racist or sexist or simply privileged basis in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But in front of those cameras, be careful. You're going to get the smoke.
Yeah, you put out that finger, you're taking a nub back. You know, it takes a lot of. I've had that finger. I'm sure you've had somebody point that finger in your face, and it's like it takes all you can do to not just take it and be like, "That's my
Snap
finger
it
now.
off."
I'm the captain of this finger now." You know?
But I root for this girl. I love women's tennis. I don't mind,
Same.
getting feisty, but it's just that kind of thing. Like during the match, go for it. You know what I mean? But if you make a moment like that post match and then try to attack the girl's education or class, I mean, if you weren't being overtly intentionally racist, boy, you fucking checked a lot of boxes by accident.
She was telling on herself. And yeah, if somebody's new to something, like I'm, in this play that I'm in right now, I'm the veteran actor. I've been doing it a long time. There's a lot of younger folks in it. It's my job to keep my cool and be like, yo, you're out of pocket right now. Like, an actor directing another actor or whatever. If like one tried to direct me and, the younger me would be like, finger in the face, like, hey, don't do that. The older me is like, I want to just check with the director and see how that goes. That's usually how the protocol works. And you teach, you don't, and you do it in a way that's not paternal or matriarchal. You do it in a way that's, beneficial. You're carrying on a tradition. But also, like you said, there's a ref, it's not, that's kind of gamesmanship, like Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios, the way Manny was trying to be that extra ref in there and like kind of sunning Barrios. You don't let the opponent do that to you.
Yeah, but and all that is during the match. You know what I mean?
Match.
Like this shit is something else. Once that game, set, match, championship point or fucking match point has been played, that's it. And if you really, feel like you want to pull somebody's coattails to something or that they've flouted some tradition that you feel should be upheld, then yeah, you need to do that in private, behind closed doors, and with a bit of humility. But let me tell you something. Coming for somebody like that after you lose is a super L. Like, if you don't beat her then beat her. And you know what? All traditions don't stand forever. The people who run the show, run the game, who win, will establish new traditions if they want. Like, this is another thing that, this shit is not written in stone, especially if you're just talking about, things that you're expecting because that's how it went last time. Nobody is held to that. And you're right, maybe it does go different in America, because right now in America, there are no standards being observed. There is nothing
a big problem
doing tradition that's being respected.
Yeah,
Americans,
all the norms are out the window.
Right now, norms are out the way. You can do whatever the fuck you want unless you can stop me from doing it. So the way you do that is you win the match. You know what I mean? It's wild.
Norms are better than Norm Macdonald right now.
I think this might rally both sides, because there's a lot of girls that are sympathizing and would like to be shaking their fingers in the faces of these up-and-coming black players. And there's a lot of these black players who are sure taking a lot more shit than we see. So here we go. I think this is the way of the world right now. And I'm here for it. I like a good fight.
Well, it's like the tenets of white supremacy. There's like how you're in a white supremacist system. You're experiencing like paternalism. The person that's acting like the white person centers themselves always as the expert. There's only one right way to do things. There's like the binary choice of like it's either this or it's that. It's like a false choice, but the only one right way is part of it. But also, the centering yourself as the authority and the expert, and that the other person doesn't know. But also treat the emotional thing, that any argument that's a protest of all these other things. You're being emotional. Stop being so passionate. And that's like the enemy of logic. Those are all tenets of white supremacy, of a white supremacist system. It's just, is what it is.
It's a winner-take-all world now. All that shit is over with. If you want to run the game, win the game. I mean, if one thing that has happened in America has taught us anything, it's that. All of this, power of the minority or grace or influence of the losers, that is yesterday, if not yesteryear, my friend.